John, we have some huge concerns out there later this week.
We do, Jeff. AccuWeather flooding experts are concerned about a historic and life-threatening flash flooding event, which can then turn into a major river flooding event here over from Wednesday through Saturday across portions of the Tennessee, Ohio, river valleys and surrounding areas, and we'll hone in on the specific areas of concern in just a moment. But we want people to be prepared. That's why we're using such strong language here to help keep people better informed and safer as it relates to this setup. It's a very concerning one when you look at all the players that are on the field. We're going to have a big area of high pressure in the atmosphere off the southeast coast, and what that's going to do is it's going to channel copious moisture from the Caribbean and the Gulf right up into parts of the central United States. And we'll have a weather pattern that the brakes are going to be on. It's like a traffic jam in the atmosphere, and the storm systems are not going to be able to move much further to the east. They'll be repeating over the same areas. Persistent downpours in the same area with very moisture-laden air. That's in the reds and the yellows here. When you look at the amount of moisture available in the atmosphere, that's a recipe for big trouble.
And John, the moisture is coming from a source region that is running warmer than average here. Maybe not as warm as it was a year ago at this point when it was just off the charts warm, but we are running well above average here with temperatures.
On average, look across the Gulf and also the Caribbean, these oranges and reds, some 3 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit above those historic averages. And so that means that when air dwells over those areas, it tends to take on those warmth and moisture components. And that's the air that's going to be drawn to the north, a deep feed of tropical moisture.
And John, very different, as you mentioned, very different from the current pattern. You know, the weekend storm that we're kind of wrapping up today, the beginning of this next one looked kind of similar, but the huge difference, high pressure off the southeast coast is like a roadblock for the eastward progression of the front.
That's right. That big atmospheric traffic jam means that we're going to be dealing with heavy rain over the same areas. So parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, southeastern Missouri, down toward a good portion of Arkansas. That's the area we're most concerned about. And look at these amounts. 8 to 12 inches of rain with an AccuWeather local storm max of 21. It's unusual for us to produce maps with this amount of rainfall over the period of Wednesday to Saturday night. It's unusual to produce this amount of rainfall when you're not talking about a tropical storm or hurricane. And we're not talking about that. Obviously, it's a whole different setup. But that copious moisture sets the stage for life-threatening major flooding. And it's not just going to be in one or two communities. It may be over a multi-state area here as we head toward the middle and end of the week.
And John, just late last week, we had 18, 19 plus inches of rain in the Rio Grande Valley. Very different pattern, but that was also a slowly drifting disturbance, smaller scale, but the Gulf really fueled that, and that warm water of the Gulf is going to be fueling this as well.
It sure is. And look at this corridor. This is that area that we're most concerned about with the greatest risk for flooding. And first, this is going to be a problem on long creeks and streams and other low-lying areas that can be especially susceptible to flash flooding. But over time, this is going to become a major river flooding problem as all that water runs off and moves downstream. And there's going to be very little in terms of vegetation in a lot of areas to reduce runoff. So this is going to run off, and that's what's going to escalate that risk as well. So again, the risk of life-threatening flash flooding in these areas, there can be road and bridge washouts. It's a great time to download the app.
I'm back from buying post at one place, and 4 posts, and I got 10 sacks of 80-pound quickcrete concrete mix to put around the post. So I got to dig 4 holes. That's going to be the hardest part, but it's a good day to do it along my fence. Because of 4 days of rain, I'm thinking there might be a flood again. And I do what I can to prevent my fence from washing away again like it did last year in July. We'll see if this will help or not. Okay, I gotta change clothes, put my boots on because it's wet down there, and see if I can get this done today, because the rain's coming tomorrow night, and tomorrow morning I'm gonna be feeding hay because it's gonna be raining for 4 days. Hopefully, according to the weather report I saw, most of the heavy rain will be to the south, but there's still going to be some rain around here. So I just hope it all don't come down in one day. 4 days, maybe it'll be spread out. So as long as I don't have a big flood, I'll be happy. And as long as my fence is standing after it's done, I'll be happy too. Little bullies here nibbling away at the short grass. The females are over there lounging around on top of the hill. Oh, bully, I got work to do on the fence down in the big pasture, so I'll leave you to it. Yeah, red buds are ready to pop it. Yeah, pear trees are blooming too, even before the leaves are big. Well, it warmed up a little bit to 46 degrees, but it's still a cool, chilly wind. I can handle it, because I'm going to be working and maybe working up a sweat, digging holes, four post holes. Well, little bully's back with the 4 females, or 3 females, 3 females. Yeah, that's his herd now. His job is to take care of them. Yeah, red buds look nice. Yeah, they're hanging out over here. Yeah, there's some nice red buds. Well, good thing is the sun's out, sun's shining. I guess I'll worry about this after I get that culvert delivered to the TSC store in town, and I'll go pick it up, and then I'll have I'll hire the mini excavator again to put a second culvert in there. It's a little bit bigger than the one that's in there, so the 2 of them, that should hopefully help. And I'll also have to move that dirt, and maybe even dig some more dirt there to fill up this side here, bank up this side like it is over there. Yeah. Anyway, that's a future job. Yeah. Yeah, but it's a little chilly. Where you going, bully? The girls are still up there. Hey, you had to go down and get a drink. You got a pond on top. I guess he wants some grass down here. Looks like they're not eating any hay right now, so I'll feed them tomorrow. I guess they ate as much as they wanted to there. And okay, I got work to do in the big pasture. Let's go do it. Yeah, ain't that pretty? Red buds in bloom. That's one of the reasons I planted them, because I like them. Well, it's already after 12:30 p.m., so I got to get a move on and get them 4 post holes dug, post put in, and cement in the holes. Okay, let's get it done. It's hard to see from here, but over there where the oiler is, the cattle rub, I think there's 2 calves laying there. You can see them through the gate. Yeah, I can see them moving now. And the other one is over to the right, out in the other pasture. Yeah, so they're lounging around right there. There's some cattle way in the distance too, in that little spot. Okay, I got work to do on this fence. I got 4 more posts to put in. let's do it. Let's do it. Well, I can see the calves better now. There's two on the left side of the, they're laying there by the salt block, the mineral block. There's two on the left side of that cattle rub, and there's one on the right. The older one is on the right, the oldest one is on the right. Yeah, they're just lounging around enjoying the sunshine. But I got posts to put in. The first post that I put in yesterday, I'm going to put a post on either side, fill in those gaps. Yeah. That way it'll hopefully it strengthens the fence a little bit, so when the flood pushes against it, it'll hold up, or at least keep standing up anyway. Last time it laid it down and pulled it out of the ground and pushed it out toward the road. It was all held together by the wire, but it was all the posts pulled out from this power pole past the other power pole. Yeah. Okay, let's get to work. I'll put this post here. Not counting those taller posts there, but it's the 8th post from that post. It's 8 posts over, and I'll put another post in between that one and the one with the jugs on it, and I'll put that in the middle, which would be about the 8th post too. 8 posts from either side, so that'll be evenly spaced there, and I'll do the same thing on past those posts with the yellow jugs out, the white jugs. I'll put 2 more posts on the either side of the post that I put in yesterday. So that should work. Now I gotta start digging. Well, got the first hole dug. Oh, that's windy. Whew. Chilly too. Anyway, I hit water. Water starts seeping at the bottom, so that's good. At least I don't have to worry. If I need water, I can go to the creek and get some with a bucket, which I forgot to bring. But I can always go back for it. But there's probably enough water in the soil and on top here to soak down and get the concrete wet. Alright, let's put the post in. Okay, I'm ready for the first bag of Quikrete to put in. Each bag of Quikrete costs about $6. It's 80 pounds. I don't know how many bags I bought 10. Yeah, I bought 10 because I figured I got 4 posts to do, so I figured 2 bags to a hole. I bought 2 more as extras just in case I need it. I'm ready to put the bag, dump it in. I'm ready for the second bag. First bag filled it about half full, so I'm hoping the second one will be enough. We'll see. 2 bags seem to fill it up. I got a little bit left over, but I'm gonna tamp it down to get on the air spaces. 1 post down, 3 more to go. I'll come back later and maybe add some water. Yeah, I know there's water at the bottom of the hole, but I need to put some near the top to get the concrete wet. Let it soak through. Yeah. Not as much water comes through here, but I just want to make sure it's strong enough, or stronger than it was last year. Yeah, next post is going to be down that way, on the other side of the other post. Well, there's the second one. Going to go right here, right next to that post, and dig the hole, put the concrete in. Or dig a hole, put a post in, add concrete. That's simple. Oh, that's where the second post is going to go today, right there. Yeah. Dig a hole, put a post in, add 2 sacks of concrete. Simple, right? Oh, this hole's dug, ready for the post, and there's water at the bottom of this hole too. And look at the bull. He's been standing there ever since I started digging this hole. He's just rubbing his back on that cattle rub. Oh, he just came out now. That's, yeah, funny. He was rubbing his back. He was standing there just rubbing his back on it. So funny to watch. Okay, let's add the post and the cement. Second post is in the ground. Now to add the cement. First bag of cement. Oh, second bag of cement. Ready to go in. Okay. Second post is done. On to the third one. Okay. This post has always been here. Yesterday I added that middle post. And today I put rock around the post. It's not as tight as these ones with the cement. The ones with the cement are tighter, and the cement's not even hardened up yet. Anyway, the post in the middle there is a little bit bigger than these two posts here. Yeah, each post still cost me over $16 a piece. Anyway, that section is done. Now I'm gonna add two more posts. I put that post in yesterday, the one in the middle there. And I'll put one on either side, filling in the gaps. Yeah, I'll try to find the middle. Well, there's the next one right here. It's the fifth post down from that end, and the fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Is that right? Fifth post down and then the fifth post down. Yeah, so that's in the middle. Yeah, from there to here is the middle. Or close enough. That's where we'll put it. Third hole or the third post. First bag of cement going in. Second bag of cement on the third post going in the hole. Okay, third post is done. On to the fourth and last post. Down there somewhere. Let's see. I'll figure it out. That's 5 posts down from the other middle post, so I'll put it right there. And this is higher ground here. Yeah, there's higher ground here. Yeah. Most of the water will go down through this area back from here that way. So I'll put the post right there. Keep it even. I do have to say one thing though. Last July when this flooded, that fence was okay because the water was kind of going that way. But this wing here got ripped out and drug over out into the middle of the pasture. But if that happens, that's easier to put up. Yeah, I can put that one back up easy. Yeah, actually the anchors are for those that last post with the white jug on it over there near the creek. That the bank got eroded, so those aren't even holding nothing. So if it gets washed out, at least the wires should hold everything together. Okay, well anyway, I got just one last post to put in right there. So let's go ahead and get that done. Well, got the fourth hole dug. I think I dug this one too deep. But the post will still fit. It'll still might work even better. All the other holes were clay on the bottom. Hard clay. But this one here, the farther I dug down, the more sand I hit. There's sand underneath here. Yeah. Maybe at one time in the past this was part of the creek. Anyway, it filled up with sand at one point. This whole area here is low. That's where the lowest water is when the flood comes, right through here. Yeah, comes down that way and then flows right through here. Higher over there, higher over here, but that's a low spot. That's why I put the bigger post there. But I got a pretty good sized post there to hold the fence from being pushed. Hope the water ain't too deep. The flood ain't too deep, that's all. If a flood comes, maybe a flood won't come. But that'd be the best outcome. But you never know what's going to happen with 4 days of rain coming this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, according to the weather forecast. Anyway, I got the hole deep, and I might need an extra bag of cement, but I got 2 extras anyway. Okay, let's put the post in. The post is in, and first bag of cement ready to go into. Second bag of cement ready to go in. I think I might need a third. But before I put a third one in, I'm going to go back home and get the buckets and get some water from the creek. Yeah. Oh, that wind feels good because I'm sweating. Yeah, 2 bags didn't fill that one up. I got another, I don't know, 4 inches, something like that. Won't take a whole bag, but once I water down all the other posts, the other 3, maybe that'll settle the concrete even more, and I can use the rest after I put some in here. I'll use the rest of the bag in the other 3 holes maybe. Yeah, I might even pour some in that big hole because that's just surrounded by rock, so I could sprinkle a little cement there on top. Yeah, we'll see. Main thing is I got the 4 posts in. Got to get some water to pour on top of the concrete to help them. Cattle went out to graze again. I don't know if they're all there or not. Yeah, I think they are. I know one. I saw one cow went down to the creek. So besides that, I think they're all here. I'll check them later. I want to finish this project first. Yeah, didn't quite fill this one up. I told you I made this deeper. This is sand though. This is from the bottom of the hole, and it's sand. Yeah, I forgot how deep it was when I kept digging it. It was easy to dig out though. Yeah, but I'll put some water in there and I'll let it settle. And I'll put some more concrete on top. This is the south end of the fence. That's the southwest corner, and the creek is just beyond that. And that's the creek crossing over there by the road. Well, I put 4 posts in today. This one, skip one, that one, skip the one with the white poles, and that one, another one, and then skip another post, which I put in yesterday, and the last one is before that utility pole way back there. So I put the 4 smaller posts in today. Yeah, I think that'll make the fence a little stronger. Just a little bit. Yeah, last July, when some kind of remnant of some type of hurricane came up from the Gulf, and July 16, I remember that, flooded the whole bottom here, and it even picked up that corner. The only wood post I had was that one down there with the white jugs on it, and then it pulled the whole fence up out of the ground, or just pushed it out over. And that post, the wooden post, came out too, but it was all connected still. And then that white post wound up halfway on the road. Yeah, the wooden post. And so I had to. Well, there's a lot of debris on it too. But anyway, it took me about a month to get it back in shape. With the other fences too, where that fence there was just clogged with debris, and the fence down that way on the other side was the same. This fence here was pretty good from that post to that post, but from that little wing there, yeah, that was all down. I had to put that back up. Yeah, cattle are out grazing again. Yeah, but I'm trying to avoid that this year, and with that 4 days of rain forecast, I wanted to strengthen this fence a little bit. The very end down there, the post, they really didn't come out of the ground, so yeah, it took forever to drag drag it all back to position. But I got it. Just took time. Okay, hopefully this will prevent too much damage to it. Alright, I gotta get some water now. You can see my post that I put in down there. 3 on this side of the post with the white jug and 3 on the other side of the white jug. Past the turn. Hopefully that'll help if there's any flood. Tomorrow, after I feed them hay up on top, I'm going to close that gate so they can't come in here, because if it floods, I don't want them in here anyway. Yeah, for the next 4 until the rain lets up. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday supposed to rain, so if there's going to flood, I want them out of here. So that's why I'm feeding them hay tomorrow, and they got grass over there, so they can eat. Yeah, yeah, because if this floods, I have to close that gate anyway. But not today. I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, I was working down there today. Put 2 posts on this side and 2 posts on the other side. Yesterday I put a post on each side of the post with the white jugs. So now I got 6 added posts. 4 with cement around them, and the 2 I put in yesterday to put rock around them. But if I have it, I might add some cement on top of the rock and let the water soak it in. Maybe tighten it up a little bit. Well, I got some buckets from the house, and I'm going to go down to the bridge and get some water out of the creek for the cement around the post. Since I'm bringing the truck out here anyway, I brought my chain with me. I'm going to drag that limb up out of my way. Yeah. All I have to do is unchain it and throw it over that way out, along with that other stump. Well, at least that's one root moved. This is where the creek used to flow, the old creek. Used to flow through here toward that big tree, and this was all pushed out with trees and creek straightened. The trees dumped in the old creek over there, covered up with dirt, and I think I put a culvert in there going out that way, and that was covered up with dirt too, the old creek. Yeah. Well, now I got the bridge there, and I got to turn the truck around and head back out and collect some buckets of water for my concrete around the post. There's a view of my new neighbor's house. I'm not sure what their name is, but they built that a couple years ago. Bridge is right there. Yeah, their bridge is right there, right in front there, below that house. That's the bridge going to the farm. Okay, I've got some more work to do on that post, so let me get it done. Last year's July flood wiped both of these fences out, but I was able to put them back up. Hopefully better than they were. But I'm not going to reinforce these. I'll just hope for the best. The creek is flowing good. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get some water from here in 4 buckets. I'm not going to fill them full because they'll splash out. Fill them each one about half full. Hopefully the water will make it to where I need it to go. I'm only going to use the green bucket to dip the water out of the creek and then pour it into these other 3. But I'll have 4 half buckets to take to the... If I need more, I'll come back. Well, I filled them a little bit more than half, didn't I? I got them about 3/4 full. Why waste the trip? Even if I don't need it all. I'm gonna take the water. Hopefully it all don't splash out when on my way over there. I took the leftover dirt and I put a ring around the cement or the pole to hold it. Hopefully that will contain the water a little bit so it don't run off. Give it a chance to soak into the cement. Well, it's soaking in. Yeah, I'll add some more water before I'll leave the bucket here because I got 4 buckets. I'll leave the bucket here and I'll add some more water before I leave. Ready to add water to the second post. Let's let that soak and move on to the third post. Third post, ready for water. That soaked in fast. Well, I used all the water in this bucket. This hole was the driest of all of them. This was the driest hole, so it needed more water. This is the 4th hole, post and hole, and this is the one that was a little deeper. I used 2 sacks of cement, but before I mound the dirt around it, like the others, I'm going to pour the water in it while it's still got an empty space in there. I'll let that soak down, and then I'll add I'll add some more cement, and then I'll make a ring around it and add the rest of the water. I won't need the whole bag here. I will put some on the other holes. I want to put some around the rock too. The post, 2 posts in it. There are 3 other posts that have rock around it. I want to add some cement to the top, and just let it soak in on its own. But while I'm waiting for this water to soak down, this one's taking longer to soak down. Don't know why. Anyway, I'm going to go check out the creek crossing on the road. You can hear that creek crossing. I think it's been at least 2 days since all that rain. Yeah, I think it was 2 days ago. It wasn't yesterday, so it had to be the day before that. I would have make it Sunday. Yeah, and there's still water going over this bridge. I think that might be clogged up. I'm gonna see if I can unclog it without too much trouble. Well, I smelled fish. For some reason, there's lots of fish skins or fish tails and fish skin things. Fish heads, there's a fish head there. I don't know if it washed up or somebody just dumped it here. There's some over here, some across there. Oh, huh. That smells like fish, dead fish. There's my fence. Yeah. There's my creek. Top of that hill on this side is the boundary, but I can't use it, so. I used to have a fence going across from there to there. You can see the insulator and stuff tied to the tree. There's some posts up there. It didn't work out the way I planned, so I eliminated it and put the fence here instead. Cattle used to love hanging out down there. Then there was a landslide, took out my fence, so I just left it alone. This looks like part of my wire right there. There's a wire. Yeah. Why is there a cable there? Is that my cable? I'll have to go over and look at that. That's an old poplar stump. Anyway, looks like there's a clog there. I don't know if I can get in there to get it out. I got a shovel, that's about all I got. I can't tell if I got it or not. Look at the other end. See if anything's come out of the pipe. Yeah. It's going over the bridge. I see it's going through the pipe on that side. Well, there is some water coming out the bottom. Yeah. But not much. I'd say it's clogged up. Yeah, it's clogged with something. There's only a little bit of water coming out of the bottom. Come out of that big pipe. Should be more. Yeah. Well, when the water goes down, maybe I can do some more digging here. Or should I say do digging over there. Clean that pipe out on that end. Okay, back to my posts and watering the concrete. Since this hole is mostly sand, I used a bucket, an empty bucket, to form the edge as much as I could. It's a little bigger than I did before, but with the sand crumbled so much, I had to use something. Okay, now I can add the water. Oh, I got some cement left, so I'm going to put some around that post that just has rock around it. I want to get some water out of the creek again. I want to get the water out of the creek over here where the fish are, fish smell is on the road. And the post with the white jugs, I'll put some cement around that too, and also the other big one, where that blue bucket is. No, not the blue bucket. Past that blue bucket. I'll have one bag left over, and I think I'll keep that in case I want to come back and form something around the top of the ground later. This post in yesterday was just rock in a hole. And it's a bigger post too, and this was left over for something else. I didn't use them last year. Anyway, I'm going to sprinkle some of this cement or concrete mix around it, and then I'll get the water and I'll sprinkle it, dump the water, let the cement go down in there, maybe tighten it up a little bit. I made a mistake of carrying the bag of concrete all the way down here instead of using the truck. That thing is heavy. Wasn't even full, but it was probably at least 50 pounds. I put some here, and I put some on that other post that had rock around it. I couldn't put none around the post with the white jug because it's got dirt around the top, so I'll just leave that one alone. I don't think I'm going to add water here. I think I'm just going to let the rain, something or other, let it knock it down. Yeah, I got a little bit in the bag yet, so I'm going to add it to the other post. This is the other big post with rock around it. I just put some cement on top and I'll let the rain soak it in when it rains. This was the last post, fourth post. I put some more. I'm out of water, so I'm not going to get no water out of the creek. I'm done with the water. But I will add a little more cement to that. Empty out the bag. Well, I'm all done putting the 4 posts in. But with the 2 posts I put in yesterday, the bigger ones, with it, the original post there with the 2 white jugs, where the fence turns there, I put that in there last year, or before that even. So I got 3 posts on that side of that post with the white jugs, and I got 3 posts on this side. So hopefully, if there is a flood this coming week, those posts will be strong enough to hold the fence. at least hold it in place. Yeah, it might get full of debris, but as long as the fence don't go down, I'll be happy. I still got to pick up my green bucket. There's a little bit of water left in it. I'm not going to use my last bag of cement, so I'll just dump the water in it and be done with it. There's the 3 posts. Past the post with the white post that was already there. And I added 3 more posts there. I added those 3 posts there. Yeah, still got to pick up my green bucket. Okay, and then I'll be done. I gotta remember to close my gate to the bridge. All right, I'll be done after I pick up my bucket and close the gate, and I'll head back to the house. And it's 5 p.m. right now. I added the last of the water, that green bucket, to this post here. Well, I put 6 posts in. Hopefully those posts will help the fence withstand the flood, if there is any. I just hope there ain't any. Close the gate, ready to go back to the house. I got 1 sack of Quickcrete. Yeah, not sure where I want to use that yet. I'll hang on to it for a while. Yeah, I'll make sure I keep it dry though. And I can see the post with the white jugs on it. That was already there. And I added the 2 middle posts on this side. The middle post on this side and the middle post on the far side. Way down there. And then today, that was yesterday. And then today I added 2 smaller posts here with cement and 2 smaller posts over there on either side of that bigger post on that end. And that's where the force of the water, the strongest part of the water flows through that way, right through there. More so to the on the far side, because it's lower there, so more water can go through there. Yeah. I just hope that helps. I hope there's no flood, but if there is, hopefully that will hold my fence up better than it did last year. Okay. At least I'm doing something to try to prevent damage from a flood. All right. Let's head back to the house. There's just another view. You know, compared to pasture, to the grass on this side of the fence, yeah, the cows are eating it down. Yeah, they're keeping it eating down, the pasture grass eating down. It won't be long I'll have to start mowing this on the outside. But not for a while. Maybe the end of April. Who knows, maybe sooner. Oh, it's about 5:15 p.m. I'm tired, but I got the work done. I got the work I planned to do, I got it done. Tomorrow I feed hay. 3 bales out there at the big pasture and 1 bale here. I already cut the nip wrap off. The one's here, but I'll go out tomorrow morning with the truck and cut the nip wrap off out in the big pasture before I start the tractor. That way I don't have to get off the tractor as much to do that out there. Yeah, sun's getting low. Okay. I'm ready to go in. Call it a day. Well, looks like I got up to about 54 today. Just after 5 p.m. 5:20 maybe. Okay. Well, the cattle are out there grazing on the grass. I haven't seen them eat on the hay today. What's that cow looking at? Does she see something? She's staring at me. Maybe she heard me. Anyway, I'll get my bale there tomorrow. I'll probably do that one first, since the net drop's already cut off. Tired. Oh! Oh! The wind blew me. Oh, all of a sudden, a gust of wind came up this hill here from the east, northeast. But it knocked me over. Anyway, I'm done for today. I'll be back tomorrow to feed hay. And I gotta close that, after I feed hay, I'll remember to close that gate. Maybe if the cattle aren't in there, I'll close the gate on when I take the truck out to cut the net trap off. I'll close the gate then. That way I don't have to stop on the way back with the tractor. Yeah, that's it for now. But if they're out there, I'll have to wait till I feed the hay, and then they'll come up to eat the hay, and then I'll lock them out. Okay, that's all for today. The end.